Viral video is a first. SpaceX catches mega rocket booster after test flight. White people. Yes, yes, I know there are some smart Jews and Indians and Asians mixed in, and God bless them. Thank you so much for your support and your contributions. We recognize that. At the same time, we're not going to disavow ourselves. We're not going to be demure. We're not going to, in the old like English tradition, not be too proud, not be too loud. No, that it's us. We do this shit. We do it. We are the ones who dominate the unknown, master that which seeks to master us, explores the emptiness. We are the people. It's the drive in us that does this. It's the spirit of the West that drives us to do these things. We are going to be louder and prouder than any Jew could ever be. You think if that galls you, if you're like, that doesn't fit with my nature to really speak up very proudly and loudly and to be boisterous like that, well, then shut up and get in the back and you could be demure and you could be soft and you could be diffident. Get in the back. You have no idea how many times since I've been online where I have people showing up, especially from these particular hues of Western civilization, where they think it's kind of ugly, it's kind of unseemly to be loud and proud and to shout your name and they show up and they just criticize the ever-living shit. Meanwhile, it's the loud and proud from other groups that are winning, that are dominating. And so, yeah, this is us. This is the spirit of the West. This shit. Suck on this, rest of the world. Suck it.
Landing burn has been ignited. We're now down to 3 Raptor engines. We can see those chopsticks now in here.
Ready for shutdown.
Micadilla has popped his bit. This is absolutely insane. On the first ever attempt, we have successfully caught the Super Heavy booster back at the launch tower. What is
Are you kidding me?
That is something that white guys, you saw that audience, didn't you? You saw all the engineers, you saw that, right? What is that, 90+% white doing these things? Yes, it's us. It's the spirit of the West. It's what white people have always done. Other countries, they only come along Johnny-come-latelys because we have had our technology stolen and given away to these different groups all around the world. And now they're like, now China's like, now I can put a satellite in space. Now I can send a satellite to the moon. India's like, oh, we finally got a satellite in space. If India could do this shit, if China could do this, if all these other places, if Israel could do this, they'd have done it on their own. But they don't do it on their own. It's the spirit of the West that drives this. How fucking epic is that? And that's not all there is. Perhaps some of you have seen Me Robot. I know people are out there, they're like, oh boy, this is scary, Me Robot and all this. We're not discussing that right now. We're just discussing how awesome the white race is. If you don't like it, how about get the fuck out of our countries?
You're a flock of cars, and you're the shepherd, and you take care of your flock of cars. I think that'd be pretty cool.
You have a flock of cars when you're Musk, but this is all.
And we set it up. We set it up to feel like a ride, like a park ride. Can you imagine going down the streets and you see this coming towards you? That'd be sick.
No steering wheel, no pedals. It's a robot.
So this can carry up to 20 people, and it can also transport goods. So you can configure it for, so you can have your own personal R2D2 C3PO. And I think at scale, this would cost something like, I don't know, $20,000-$30,000. Probably less than a car, is my prediction long term. Now, it'll take us a minute to get to the long term, but fundamentally at scale, the Optimus robot, you should be able to buy an Optimus robot for.
All right. The Optimus robot is giving a peace sign while this guy's having its photo. He's getting a selfie with it. Hey, you're welcome, world. Hey, you're fucking welcome, world. White people did this. White people did this. And there's a lot more. And when people stop worshiping folks like Lil Nicky, when people decide that they're going to take up the socio-spiritual, socio-political masterpiece that is the Go Free Dialogic, everything will change. Could you imagine the spirit of the West unleashed, off the hook, with this empowering it? Could you imagine it? We would be already circling Saturn with human beings who would be co-piloted by robots like this Optimus. I mean, we can make the future now. We can launch the rocket. We can catch the rockets, the rocket ships when they come back down. We can do it all. We have to embrace the concepts that put us in our own story. And when we embrace the concepts we use those concepts, we put us in our own story, we can put an end to the parasitism that plagues us. We can put an end to all of the excuses that fleece us to fund and pay and to take all of our time, our talent, our ingenuity, our courage, our money, that all of our attention. We can take all of that shit, flush it down the toilet, finally, from the position of morality, do that, and then turn our sights to our illnesses, our genetic flaws, the strengthening of our genetics, to robots that can help us, to finally the flying cars that the white race promised the white race 70 years ago. Finally, to traveling the cosmos, unlocking the questions of the mysteries, the riddles that the Creator himself has lain in the fabric of the cosmos. Exactly what he wants us doing, because that's the drive that is inside of each and every one of us. That urge to unlock those riddles that have been set for us by our Maker. The only way we're going to put an end to this is to assume the moral position in the dialogue, and we do that with the Go Free Dialogic. Then we can unlock the true powers of the West. Sitting around like impudent little inbred curs complaining about another group of people doing well because they work together, or complaining about another group of people because their predisposition to rape and murder and whatever is higher than ours, has never accomplished jack shit. Never. This is what we want to be doing. We want to be epic. We want to be monumental. We want to be glorious. We want to do what's never been done. That kind of thing whets our appetite for an endless hunger. That is what we need to be striving toward, not the endless complaints that couldn't come from a worse place in our character, that couldn't be more deleterious to our self-improvement and the improvement or even just the creation of our peoplehood. My God, let's rock this bitch. Let's take this back.